Solid. It's the Zonk Man. Hopefully you can hear a little bit of that music. Looks like the mic is on. Hey, how's everybody doing? Where are we, man? We're like, I don't know, in between the icebergs. Somewhere. Okay, what am I gonna do today? Today is about a record crawl that we had way back January 17th. Yes, over a month ago now. And the Zonk Man's finally getting around to doing a video. We'll see how much I actually remember. I remember it all. How about that? Anyway, so we're gonna talk about a crawl. Got a Clemens record show is coming up tomorrow. There's still some other digs here and there and in the background. I don't even know if you can see that. I got my shoulder in the way. You don't need to see those yet. I'm not showing those yet. We're taking over ourselves. So this dig, I guess we're gonna put it on there. This is a big record dig that started in Gastonia, North Carolina, and then went on into Charlotte. So a lot of great people involved in this. Eric Weinbender was there. Art, North Carolina vinyl picker was there. Kendall from the Music Mayhem. Man, I always screw this up. Dr. Mayhem, and yeah, somebody in his Music Mayhem. Man, I'm sorry, I always screw up your channel name. I don't know why that is. I need to get it ingrained in the brain. Okay. So let's see, that's 3 people. And also somebody I met for the first time, Jeff. Vinyl Record Info, if I remember his channel name correctly, from Charleston. So he's coming all the way up to the Charlotte area from Charleston, South Carolina. He had somebody carpool with him, Rob. So we're up to like 5 people. Then we've got basically the orchestrator of it all, Justin, which Justin does not have a YouTube. I think that's all my YouTube channels. Justin does not have a YouTube channel. He's got IG, which is Instagram for you folks out there that don't know what IG is. I don't know what IG is, man. I'm just hanging out. So Justin, HGJ Trio, I think, if I got that correctly. So yeah, we're just like, it's just coming out of here, man. There's no paper today. There's usually never any paper. I don't write anything down. I just regurgitate it all out there. If it's right, wrong, indifferent, I've got no idea. So he's the guy that put this together. 6 record stores, Gastonia into the Charlotte area, keeping everybody together, making sure my mic don't fall out, and making sure everybody knows what store's next and how to get there and all that stuff. So awesome dude for putting it together. Awesome dude for taking care of us. He was even like, hey, you guys ready? Everybody good? You know, you ready to go to the next store? You know what the next store is? You know how to get there? Ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. So I did briefly mention Rob, who was also from Charleston, that carpooled with Jeff up to the Charlotte area, and they had met in a Noble Records line previously on some kind of crazy record drop. Then we also have Devin, which is one of Justin's buddies. And I'm just to be like geographically, like whatever. That dude is actually like closer to me. I think he's like a Mebane, North Carolina guy that had come down to do this. Then we also had Scott. And I do not remember Scott's deal at all. And that's the Zonk Man not remembering. So that's who we got going. If we do the math, I'm pretty sure we're at 9 people. So this is a decent crowd. Definitely a tricky crowd for Justin to keep up with everybody. First stop, Gastonia, North Carolina, JG's Vinyl Store, whatever. This store was real cool. Heavy on the heavy metal, heavy on Japanese pressings. He took it to such a whole nother level. There was like drawers of Japanese pressed CDs that had Obies. So, crazy store. That was the first stop on a Saturday morning. And basically getting after it. For whatever reasons, the Zonk Man likes to yak. Like we're 6 minutes in, I ain't shown a record yet. Isn't that horrible? I didn't get anything there. So that is also the same guy that does the Gastonia Record Show. That, in just kind of throwing that out there, it is next weekend. And the Zonk Man is not going to be able to make it because of being on call for work. Even since we've done this, Zonk Man's work's kind of turned upside down a little bit, we'll say. Even since then, we're down to 3 people on call on the weekends. So once every 3 weekends, I got to be on call. So where originally I thought I was going to be free on the 28th, I am not going to be free now. I think that was the date. 28th or the 1st, I can't remember. And you know what? It could already happen and the Zonk Man just missed it. No, that's not the case. But I am confused. Oh yeah, it is the 28th because their deal's on Saturday. So it is the 28th. Anyway, I digress about that. Okay, next record store is in between Gastonia and Charlotte. We're not quite in Charlotte yet, and I couldn't tell you the town. One of those little like old school. It was even kind of like we were in the old part of the downtown for the record store, which was kind of cool. Revolver Records. We're gonna shoot them up, bang bang. I'm looking around in there. I actually was like hung out in the 45s for whatever reason there, finding something, and then just finally like actually came across this used. ASG, Win Us Over. This is a North Carolina band out of like Wilmington area, I believe. Stoner. This record was originally 07, 08 maybe. But this is a 2014 reissue. It is the stoner rock genre for sure. Yeah, stuff like Low End Insight. Where's one of these ones? Coffee, Depression, Sunshine. Yeah. Not super familiar. Definitely familiar with this band. Probably bigger on a couple of other albums. But definitely snagged this at Revolver Records. And got a t-shirt for Mrs. Zonk Man. The Zonk Man didn't get a t-shirt there. The sizes weren't big enough. Anyway, we won't talk about that. ASG first record. Okay, now boom, we're riding on. We're going to Lunchbox. Everybody knows Lunchbox Records in Charlotte, North Carolina. Crazy new selection. What I love about their new selection is they get kind of the down and dirty, nitty gritty stuff that you don't see everywhere and not everybody gets. If you talk to the local Charlotte guys, they're like, their new used arrivals always get picked through so fast. If you're not getting it within a couple days or with even that week of being out, he's like, it just gets gone just because there's so many people go there. So anyway, we're at Lunchbox Records. So yes, this is predominantly new records. Cadaver, I Just Want to Be a Sound. And this is something I was looking for, 2025 record. This is more of just like neo-psychedelia and pop and not just straight going to their like stoner doom sound. They did another record in 2025 that was also that. Do I want to? Man, I feel like that record was quick. I didn't get started right away either. Anyway, we'll go silent from here. We'll just try to bang it out. This was actually a used record, Domecraft Flood, and it is a regular pressing at 2018. This is a 2018 Domecraft, more doomier than stoner, but definitely big stoner doom band. I've got other albums of these guys. This is great stuff. Sandwalker, Octopus, Dead Eyes, and Red Skies. Cool. Another reissue found at Lunchbox, Acrimony, Hymns to the Stone. And of course, we're talking about the best record. So this is, man, I didn't even look up on the records either. I'm pretty sure this is like a 1998 or 99 album. And this is like a 2024 or 2023 reissue. Maybe even a 2025. But killer, more stoner stuff. And then here is a stoner staple. You must have this record. Lowrider, Ode to Io. And this is like a 2000 album. And this is the 25th anniversary. A 2025 reissue. You see the cool negative cover of the band. This is essential stoner from that early stuff, you know. Of Desert Rock Classic featuring Absolute Blueprint for Post Caius. So yeah, of course, if you know the Zonkman loves Caius. Caius is huge. And then just kind of like, this is the one used in the new used arrivals bin that the Zonkman got. Bob Seger System Mongrel. Just looking for a copy of this. This says like psych, blues rock. I feel like it's more like a bluesy rock album than actual like has like, it just got some psych tendencies in there. But killer to have that. And that was actually the other guys, you know, pulling it out of the bin and just like asking, you know, like, hey, here's a copy of that. Do you need that? Hey, Zonkman, didn't you want a copy of this? We were talking about Bob Seger System. Noah was the other album that we're looking for. That was at another store, but it was too expensive. I'm not even going to talk about that. So that's the great Lunchbox. Then after Lunchbox, of course, what do? We eat or do we? Yeah, we eat. We eat. So, and I don't even remember the place. It was just like a good burger sandwich shop type place that those guys, Justin had picked out that was close. We could actually see the next record store from where we were eating. And so we ate lunch there, and then boom, on to Premium Sound, which Premium Sound is like a guitar shop, and then Luke has records over on the side. And it's, you know, it's just like a good, I don't know, maybe 20 bins or so of records kind of over in the corner area. It's expanded a little bit more than that, but it is just like good stuff. It's solid all the way through. So, I mean, that's what type of records. It's not like there's a dollar bin and there's stuff that's been sitting there forever or underneath the bins that you don't even go to anymore. It's almost like a cherry picked type stuff of what he puts or curated selection that he puts out for sale. And he does do some new records, especially when it's a Charlotte band. Cosmic Reaper. I was looking for this. This is a 2025 release. What is the name of this record again? Bleed the Wicked, Drown the Damned. Definitely was looking for this. Of course, he's like, oh yeah, I know the bass player, so of course they bring him some records in there to sell. Stoked to get a copy of that. Of course, they're on Heavy Psych Sounds. I've talked about that label before, out of Italy. It's great. They got some crazy color vinyl on this. Will we do it quick? No. It's not accessible. Anyway, Cosmic Reaper, Charlotte Stoner Rock Band, got their new stuff right there in Charlotte at Premium Sound. Now on to the used stuff. This was cool. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome soundtrack. Need some Tina Turner, man. We don't need another hero. No. Yeah. Really, that's the only song for the soundtrack. The other side, the instrumental part of it, is I'm going to butcher this name, Maurice Jarre, which is the son of a guy that's done a bunch of soundtrack stuff. And he actually has some like cool albums, the Oxygen, some other album that's out there. Maurice Jarre. It's French stuff. I can't pronounce that stuff. Let's keep going. Okay, used, still premium sound. Buggles, Age of Plastic. Video killed a radio star. I needed a copy of this. Boom. Great price stuff too. It's never crazy priced at premium. And with the MTV basically going down or being done, whatever countries they stopped doing it at. I don't know. I haven't watched MTV in a long time because it's not music television anymore. But anyway, and then I guess that's why they're done. And then this was like a killer find to get in premium sound. Guns N' Roses Lies, and it is the censored cover. Wife beating has been around for 10,000 years. What they did after they censored this, they just put lies, lies, lies across there. Whether you're fed up with Axl and his antics throughout the past 30 years, I guess it would be now. Because previous to that, it was still okay. They were still doing the Use Your Illusion tour or whatever. So yeah, you might have been done with that for the past 30 years. But before then, there was some good stuff out there. And the song I actually love off of this record is Used to Love Her. Of course, Patience was the big hit on the radio or whatever. Let's keep going. What are we doing? Then we're on to Madjack, which I was not familiar with Madjack. Madjack is real close to Noble Records. Kind of a little bit more than just around the corner, but it's close. It's considered Matthews, North Carolina. And Madjack is also big comics. So it's like half comics and half records and music and stuff. Because that dude had CDs and other stuff too. So I went, looking in there. That is where we found the copy of Noah. Maybe that was an okay price for that. More than the Zonk Man wanted to spend. But I did find this. A little Georgia Satellites. Got a little change in my pocket going jang-a-lang-a-lang. Call you on the telephone, baby. Give you a ring. Y'all know that. Keep your hands to yourself. Maybe you don't know that. This is 80s. But Georgia Satellites got that, and then that was it for Madjack. Then on to Noble Records, and here we go. We're going to rock out the last minute and a half of this video. What do we get at Noble Records? Dylan was not there. Logan was there, of course, running the show. We're there later in the day, maybe 3:30 to 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish, somewhere around there. Not quite closing it down. The Noble Records. Parchment Farm. This was like 2024. Still had a copy, so I snagged that. Of course, that's on Riding Easy Records. This is a reissue, and this is the whole hard rock, psych, blues rock type album, Parchment Farm. That's the type of stuff that Noble Records reissues. Reissues. Here was a reissue, Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. This is in the stoner genre. Bloodlust. And I forget exactly when this was from. 2014 maybe? And then this was like a brand new reissue or something. Print's too small. Bang. Good stoner stuff. My first Uncle Acid record. They're not always easiest to find. Here's something cool and way out of the wheelhouse. Tyler Childers' new 2025 record, Snipe Hunter. And I do want to show this vinyl because it's old school with the two lines, RCA Records. The song on here, because the wife's big on the biting song, or no, what's it called? Biting list. I forget the lyrics, but yeah, if I ever get rabies, you're high on the biting list. All right, and then boom, we're going to finish it up big right here with the new 2025 reissue of Electric Wizard Dope Throne. I needed a copy of this record. Dylan had the brand new reissues, whatever that says, cherry red vinyl. Electric Wizard, big on some Electric Wizard, and I won't talk too much about it. This is more doomier than stoner, but they've been around a long time because this is actually a 2000 record, maybe something like that. Early Electric Wizard. All right, that's it for the Zonk Man. Went way over. I shouldn't have even done that. Shouldn't even went too far. Going too far. And everybody just have a good old time. Hang out, listen to some records, man, and just chill. Who cares what else is going on, man? The only thing that's going on is what's going on here. Yeah, you dig? We just did Daisy peek her head out. Shout out to Greg. Maybe he sees Daisy. She's mad I'm not paying her any attention. All right. Later, you guys have a good one.